Episode 3 of the Slam, King Kola, Ango. You already know what the drill is. I don't know what the hell. I don't know how to do these intros, but it's
Or
cool.
just like you just said right before this, just free ball it. Just go for it.
Just go for it. So obviously we haven't done an episode in a few weeks. We went to New York, came back. That was fun. Got
Yeah,
sick.
they got sick. Yep.
So
Now, what you guys think?
yeah. So now obviously traveling's all done with. We're back in the
Uh,
grind. I think. Oh
we're
well.
supposed,
Yeah.
yeah, something. Yeah,
Yeah. I
we're
know.
supposed to go to Miami. This.
Yeah, we got to talk about that after the show. But nonetheless, a lot of things happening in wrestling. It feels kind of weird though because going to the trip, it's like I brought all my stuff too. I brought laptop, I brought microphone. I was like, yeah, dude, just in case, like if I need to make a video, whatever. Sure enough, did not do that at all.
No, it became time to where we're just kind of like out
Yeah,
all damn day and night, and just either super drunk or super hungover.
yeah, it
Everything in between.
was a good time.
So it was a great time, phenomenal time. I would do it again in a heartbeat.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird though because like I don't know for you, have you jumped back into wrestling since the trip?
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, see, I obviously have obviously for like reasons of making videos and stuff, but I just feel like I'm kind of back in that like kind of detached mode from it, like going on the trip, came back, wasn't feeling good. There really hasn't been anything like too newsworthy in wrestling either, which is kind of strange because we went from like several weeks of just nonstop news with AEW and CM Punk and the Elite and all this shit, and then it's like we came back and sure enough, there's
I
like
lied. I tuned in after because of the whole Wyatt thing, but then after he didn't turn yet, I was kind of just like, all right, I can turn this off.
how do you feel so far about the White Rabbit?
I'm getting worked like crazy, man. I
Yeah.
just want him to show up. What if it's not even him? What if it's like Charlie Haas?
Come on, dude.
What if it's Chavo Guerrero, dude?
Yeah, Chavo Guerrero is the White Rabbit. If that was the case, I mean, I'll be honest with you. Like, we know it's not the case, but if it was the case, I'd for sure, like, dead ass seriously, like, no joke whatsoever, I would be done with wrestling.
I don't know what case is, and I just want to see that. I just want it to be wild. I've been blue balled up until this point for so long. So
Yeah. So it's more than likely Wyatt. I mean, at this point, I think the big thing is Extreme Rules. They're making it very clear that Extreme Rules is like the
it's gonna be debut time or return time. Yep.
yeah. Dude, I don't know, like I'm kind of excited for Extreme Rules, especially after Clash at the Castle. Like I'm really geeked because this is the first time, and I don't know, I don't want somebody to fact check me here, but I want to say it's probably been like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, 12 years, 15 years, 20 years, 30 years since an Extreme Rules pay-per-view has had all fucking stipulations, dude. Like every match has a stipulation with this
Yeah,
pay-per-view.
I think that's the first time in a while because typically they're all kind of just another Raw or SmackDown match.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, remember when we got the no, that was in Hell in a Cell. I think. Remember, what was it? Hell in a Cell or Extreme Rules with Rollins and the Fiend? I think that was Hell in a
Hell
Cell.
in a Cell, yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So that's just, I think that's stupid. I think that should be an Extreme Rules like match.
Yeah. I
But
agree. I agree.
yeah, it's been a while. I think.
It's
Not
definitely
sure.
okay. Obviously, when I said 30 years, it was an exaggeration, but it feels like that for sure. Like it feels like a long time, and honestly, like it's such a small and stupid thing, but the pay per view is called Extreme Rules. Like the fact that in years past, every match was just like a normal match, one on one. It's like, all right, what the hell is extreme about it?
It shouldn't even be a stipulation. It should just kind of be written in the rules where it's like, all right, you're at an Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Any match, even if it's not like Hell in a Cell or tables or ladders or something, you should just be able to pull a kendo stick out of the ring and just beat the fuck out of your opponent.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough because we talked about it before. It's like, do you really need blood in wrestling? You know what I mean? And I don't know if you necessarily need it. Like I think when it's overdone. So like that's the thing, right? Like in AEW, when it's constantly being done, it like doesn't feel special.
No.
Whereas like I think in WWE, if it's just a freaking bloodbath and it's super rare, it's gonna feel special. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
You have
Um,
guys like John Moxley who's bleeding every 30 seconds. I mean, wouldn't it be cool to see, I don't know, Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey shed some blood?
Honestly,
Or,
I'm geeked for that match too. By the way,
yeah, that build up was pretty sick, man.
yeah, they did a good job, and I think it was that day that we went out that Friday night. My internet went down or something happened. I couldn't watch. Like my
Yeah,
streaming
yeah,
app
yeah.
went down. I couldn't watch, and then I was checking Twitter and I saw that camera angle of Liv Morgan doing the senton or whatever onto the table. That shit was crazy sick.
That was pretty good.
So they did a good job with that, I think. Like and I don't know like if WWE, I don't know if it's intentional, but I feel like they're just starting to put a little bit more emphasis on like the in-ring stuff and like things that like you see all the time in AEW aren't things that you see all the time in WWE. So when WWE has like those really big spots, they come across more fun or better. I don't know.
I'm just really into Liv Morgan right now. I think she's killing it. I would like to see her retain. I would love for her to be champion for a while because this is kind of like a sticky situation where she just won it, sort of, and
Yeah.
now they're gonna let her drop it right away, like on the next pay-per-view to Rousey. I don't think we need to see another Rousey championship run. I don't even think we need to see Rousey as a competitor. Kind of how I feel.
Yeah. What do you think about the idea of like Charlotte Flair coming back, going after Rousey? I don't know.
No, I don't like that. I don't like Charlotte Flair going for another title run for the next 20 years.
What do you think? This just randomly popped up in my head, but what if and it's an interesting concept because you have Bailey uh she's competing against Bianca Belair in a ladder match at Extreme Rules. What if WWE decided to, and I don't know, it's just a random thought, but what if WWE decided to have Bailey win the Raw Women's Championship, Liv Morgan wins the SmackDown Women's Championship, but this is the beginning of like a heel Liv Morgan, and she gets the job done thanks to like damage control. So like Rousey's about to win, Bailey already won the championship, and then all three of them come out and help Liv Morgan. They just run the
It's like a
women's division.
bloodline 2.0.
Yeah, except
Okay,
they're not family.
I could see it. I could go for it. Maybe not necessarily like right away have. Well, I don't know. I think I like the fact that Liv Morgan could be a heel on her own. I think that would be pretty cool. As far as damage control, I just need Bailey to win that title.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just need Bailey to win that.
If she doesn't win, I feel like damage control's done.
Yeah, done when it barely even started.
Yeah.
Because I personally don't like Bianca Belair as a champ as a champion.
I think she's great, man. I think she's gonna have a lot of crossover appeal for WWE. But I think so, dude. I see it in her. She's talented. But also at the same time too, it's like you've already told the Bianca Belair story. I don't think there's anything wrong with Bailey winning. And honestly, I have nothing against the idea of Bailey winning thanks to like help. You know what I mean? Because that's
What
what the
story? What Bianca Belair story?
bro. She lost to Becky Lynch in like 10 seconds, and then came back and redeemed herself. And
Ah, ah.
I don't know. I'm just saying.
It's so cringe, man. I hate the whole EST and it's so cringe, man.
But she is the EST.
I don't care. No, she's not. Listen, when her themed song when she comes up on my TV, it's kind of just like, all right, I'm gonna go use the bathroom, and I might not come back until like another 20 minutes when the promo's over.
Really? Yeah, we don't see eye to eye on that because I think Bianca Belair is a freaking star, dude. She's good, man. She's just really good at what she
I
does.
I've always been about I've not that the fact that I hated people. I don't even hate Bianca Belair. Let's just put that out there. I just don't see I don't see it. I said the same thing with the Street Profits.
Yeah,
So I don't see it. I don't understand them. They don't do it for me. They grew on me like hell.
they did. I remember because
Now I love them.
yeah,
Uh, let me see. Another like Swerve in Our Glory. I hated them when they started, and I hate them now still.
yeah,
I think they're garbage. There's a lot of I've eaten shit a lot of times when I've said I don't like a certain character, a certain like
yeah,
storyline that's going on, and it's grown on me.
yeah.
Like I thought the Fiend was stupid. I thought the Firefly Funhouse after like the first episode was trash, and then I saw the next one. It's like this is kind of cool because one, it's different, and two, it's like it's kind of suspenseful.
Yeah. You seem like for as long as I've known you, it's you always give things a chance too, which I've noticed.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, and
which
I've given Bianca Belair a chance for the last 57 years.
see, there's nobody that's gonna be able to convince me otherwise. I really do think she's a star, but also it just goes back to what I said though. Like, you don't need to constantly push her, and it goes back to what I said about a lot of people. Like Roman Reigns right now, like I like him, but like you don't have to keep the title on him. You know what I mean? You don't have to keep pushing these people. You've told the story. You got to make room for other people. You gotta balance out the roster and balance out the TV time too. And I think that's one. I think that's going to be one thing for Bianca if she wins. It's going to be like now people are going to get fed up because they want to see something different. And I get it. Like wrestling fans aren't patient one bit. So it's like, okay, cool. You told this story. Now move on. But
Well, here's the thing though, because I don't like the whole Reigns losing the title, even though like it would be sick to have either Cody or Cross or McIntyre or maybe even Wyatt to win the title again. But like Reigns isn't at that spot where he could just lose the title and leave TV for like a year. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like if you take the title off of him, it's kind of like the bloodline, like that momentum is over.
yeah,
Even though like that whole stable's sick, I love them. They'll like never die to me unless they officially all disband, you know.
yeah,
But I mean, look at guys like Seth Rollins, how he was entertaining when he was in the championship picture,
yeah,
and now he's got even better storylines as he's like as a heel with Edge or with Cody or with Riddle.
yeah.
Like, why can't Bianca Belair have that? Why does she have that? Why does she have to have the title? Why can't she just be like a entertaining superstar like how Rollins or how Kevin Owens is?
Yeah. So your argument
I'm
is,
just saying these guys don't have titles and they're killing it. You don't need to have it. You're just boring, dude. Like I personally think she's boring.
do you think a lot of that comes from Vince's booking though? Because you got to remember, she's been a champion under Triple H and Vince McMahon. Triple H obviously has
No,
her,
you know why? It's because they don't know what to do with anyone on on the women's roster.
other than if you're a champion.
In general, they just kind of just threw it on her and be like, all right, cool, take it and run with it.
That's going to be a big test for Triple H. Because I see what you're saying. Like Rollins, I think Rollins is a perfect example. Like he's the feud that he has with Riddle. I don't know if it's the main event match for Extreme Rules. I don't know what the card looks like, but when you look at Riddle and Rollins, they skipped SummerSlam. They did Clash at the Castle, which was amazing. The whole build-up has been incredible. Then, like a few days ago, I don't know if you saw it, but Ariel Helwani dropped the news that Daniel Cormier, who is real life friends with Seth Rollins, he's going to be special guest referee for the Fight Pit, which to me, like I know maybe like business wise, it might not bring in a lot of fans or whatever, but I always want to see Daniel Cormier in wrestling. So it's like now you have Seth Rollins, who's this big star in a big feud that doesn't involve a championship. Oh, and by the way, the level of emphasis WWE is putting on it is by saying, hey, we're going to bring in UFC Hall of Famer. I don't know if DC's a Hall of Famer yet, but.
Yeah, he is. We talked about this. We talked about DC ever coming to the WWE.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
We did.
Maybe it was on a slam, the first one.
Yeah.
Or was it just in general we were talking? But yeah, it was. Yeah, we did talk about DC finally coming to WWE. I personally didn't think it was ever going to happen.
Yeah.
But like, he's still like the special guest referee, which isn't necessarily too crazy.
No, but it highlights the Seth Rollins and Riddle feud, which doesn't have a championship belt. Yeah. But like that's what,
or like you could even have Ken Shamrock as a guest referee. But like, yeah, I'm satisfied with it either way.
but that's why I get like it goes back to your point though. It's like Bianca hasn't had really anything meaningful happen unless she's holding the belt. That was a big mistake I think Vince made with a lot of people. It was like Big E is a perfect example. I was not really on board with the New Day for a long time. Eventually I caught on to it. It was cool. And then what happened was it became overexposed. So when Big E finally went on his own, he got Money in the Bank. Like, I know it wasn't a popular opinion for a lot of people because I genuinely just enjoyed the fact he's like, hey, I'm cashing in. Like, I'm leaving Raw with the championship. WWE clickbaited everybody, but it was the good kind of clickbait because what happens? Big E won the championship. Now, Big E had the title. Obviously, You know, it kind of sucks because eventually he gets injured, terrible injury. You don't know if he's going to be able to wrestle again. And it's like, dude, I just want to see something different. We got Bobby Lashley holding the belt. That was something different. And
Yeah.
instead of WWE being like, oh, well, let's just give the belt to Brock Lesnar, they gave it to Big E. Big E freaking goes down. It's like, oh, shit. Like, I wonder what they could have done with him because of the fact that, like, otherwise he was just in the New Day, you know?
Right.
So I definitely get your point with Bianca. Honestly, I understand it. I don't necessarily agree with you on the fact that you don't think she's good or whatever. But then also, too, it's like I look at the women's division and it's nice to see, in my opinion, somebody who is talented that's not part of the four horsewomen. It's not Ronda
Well,
Rousey. It's not Charlotte. You know.
that right there is a good point.
Yeah.
That right there, because it's always kind of been surrounded by those four people.
Yeah.
However, who knows? Now I'm starting to take back my words because who knows? Maybe Bianca's a good competitor. Maybe she's good at what she does in the ring, like as far as wrestling.
Yeah.
I just every time it comes on, man, like the promos is what puts me to sleep, dude. I'll
Yeah.
pick up my phone or I'll just go walk around the house. Like
She's
I can't
also.
watch it.
I mean, I don't know if this is a fair comparison, but she reminds me a lot of John Cena. She's like the female John Cena in the sense that like she's a very go happy baby face, like, and I think like we've seen from time to time. I think like when you kind of become that really 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 good nice baby face, sometimes it's just like, okay, can we see something different, right? It's like Street Profits, right? Like now you're on board with Street Profits. I've always been on board with Street Profits, but I'm actually opposing you in the sense that like, yeah, I've seen the Street Profits, they're great, but like how many times am I going to watch them fight against the Usos or the New Day? Like what I really want to see is Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins break up because I think both of those guys could be good single stars. It would be
No,
something different, you know?
I saw something I read it the other day, and it reminded me of that conversation you had where you said one of these guys could go become a breakout star.
Yeah.
It was comparison to another superstar from way back when, and it made sense because no, they can't. Booker T when he faced off against Triple H at WrestleMania 19. It's not gonna happen.
You really don't think so?
Never in a million years.
Yeah.
Ever.
That's what
Ever.
intrigues me though, because if I keep seeing the Street Profits in these same tag title matches, you know, like over and over and over again, if it becomes too repetitive and too redundant, it's just like, I don't know if I really care at that point, you know? It's like at some point you got to pull the trigger and do something different. I'm not saying you have to give them a singles belt. I'm just saying do something different because when they did something with different with Big E, I was impressed. When they had Bobby Lashley break away from the Hurt Business, I hated it so much, but I understood that they believed Bobby Lashley didn't need anybody. Now I look at Bobby Lashley and what he's done as U.S. champion, and it's like, damn, like, I wish Vince McMahon was doing this the entire time instead of doing the freaking stupid-ass angles with, we talked about it before on the Slam, with Lana and fucking Rusev and shit, because you would look at Lashley and you're like, he deserves more. Now you're seeing what he can do without the Hurt Business. But like, and that's why you got to be patient with storytelling, but also you gotta, for me, you got to do something different eventually. You can't spend too much time telling the same story or doing the same thing over and over and over again. Because then I start to get to the point where it's like, okay, dude, I've seen this. Like, okay, yeah, it's a good storyline, but I've seen this before, you know? And it's tough. And I think that's where Triple H right now, it's still too early, but we'll see what it really looks like long term, because even like on SmackDown, like having Johnny Gargano and Kevin Owens come from Raw to SmackDown, it's like, well, what happened to the brand split, you know? But also at the same time too, it's like these storylines are crossing over into shows. Okay, that's fine. I expected Johnny Gargano to do something completely different since his return. I kind of like the idea of him with Kevin Owens. You know, I don't think they actually ever teamed up when they were back in the Indies. I could be wrong, but it feels like something new for Johnny Gargano. That's not like what he did in NXT. So it's like,
you can also make tag teams with the guys that aren't necessarily in a faction, you know.
Yeah.
That's what they did back in the day.
Yeah.
Uh, think of Triple H and Stone Cold. They weren't a tag team.
Yeah.
They were just like the two-man power trip became a thing because they were the top heels going against Kane, the Undertaker. Like they were like you can have Roman Reigns be in a few tag matches with and I don't
Carrying
know.
Cross. I mean, that's
Gary,
the
yeah, or
only.
just like okay, a
Yeah.
random person, just a
Yeah.
random person,
Yeah.
just to produce some TV time and produce some potential fire matches. Just filler. It doesn't have to. I know it sucks to say this, but it doesn't have to have meaning. Just throw in some fire filler. That's it.
I disagree.
Really? I don't think a storyline.
It
I like
doesn't.
good storylines, but I don't think a storyline needs to be with every single match because you're gonna have the same match for months at a time, man. We're gonna be seeing Riddle and Seth Rollins for the next uh 4 months, 3, 4 months, and that's a lot of weeks. That's a lot of Monday Night Raws in between.
So the thing is, though, I think
You could have just filler squash, not
you
squash, but filler matches.
you can have filler matches, but I feel like they need to be done in a way that makes sense, that's somewhat parallel to the story, right? So, like, when you say Roman Reigns, what would be the purpose of Roman Reigns and Karrion Kross tag teaming? Because they're not part of the bloodline, right?
Right.
Now, part of that, though, tells me, okay, like, what if you did Karrion Kross, Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre and another babyface, right? You can always tell the story of Karrion Kross not being able to necessarily coexist. I hate saying this because fucking commentary. Coexist. But you can kind of do this thing where it's like he's getting the rub from teaming with Roman Reigns. We know he eventually wants the championship belt. You could plant some seeds in a tag team match like that, but then really you're telling the story of whoever they're involved with, right? I'm not saying Drew McIntyre and Logan Paul, but in this case, it would be the most logical thing, right? Because Drew McIntyre, Karrion Kross, they're having the strap match at Extreme Rules. Roman Reigns and Logan Paul are fighting at Crown Jewel. So it's like, yeah, you get Logan Paul in this big match. Karrion Kross could beat up Drew McIntyre, whatever. I mean, it sounds silly, but like if you're gonna do the random tag team thing, my point is you can literally put them in matches that have some sort of tie to each other's storylines, and then you can use that as an opportunity for Karrion Kross. Yes, he'll coexist for Roman Reigns because at the end of the day, winning matters, right? That's kind of the new thing in WWE. But also plant the seed and say, hey, just because I see eye to eye with you right now, this is just like a normal business transaction. This is what's best for business for me right now. But I get what you're saying for sure. I get it. I don't agree though. I think you need to have storylines because right now with Triple H, the one thing that he's done really, really good with is every week there is a reason why something is happening on TV. The matches, the segments, the vignettes, every little detail is starting to matter, and I've noticed it's drawn me back in because when we got back from New York, the one thing I cared about, all right, what's happening with the White Rabbit?
Yeah.
What did I miss? What am I going to look for?
Even in between commercials, like I'd go on Twitter or Reddit and like try to find what people are saying about the White Rabbit. I just want more and more clues. I'm just like, please just give it to me already.
I like it though because you've said it a couple times. You even said it today. You're like, they're working me, but it's like it's cool though,
yeah.
bro. It's cool because I think Triple H, and we were talking about it in our group chat with the fellas. It's like, oh man, like Wyndham Road or Wyndham, Kentucky, Corbin, this, that. It's like 7 different possibilities. And I kept telling you guys, I'm like, no, what makes it cool is like Triple H is probably looking on Twitter, noticing that everybody's talking about Karrion Kross, Baron Corbin, freaking Bray Wyatt and Aleister Black. Now people are talking about it because of the lyrics. I'm like, this is genius because they're literally looking at what the internet is saying and they're like, okay, these guys all have their fantasies. Let's give them a tease for every single one of them. In reality, it's Bray Wyatt, but it's like
if it
fun.
ends up being Edge, I'm gonna.
No, it's not Edge. It's not Edge. Edge
I
already
know.
returned.
You remember what they did? Remember what they did like a few months ago, where it ended up being Edge with the with that one promo with the Dudley Boy's glasses and the Jeff Hardy armbands and the Kurt Angle, and it was Edge, and I was like, dude, why did he need a return package? He was on TV 2 weeks ago. I guarantee you, if it's somebody stupid, if it ends up being anybody besides Bray Wyatt, I'm done watching wrestling.
I'll be honest with you. I think if they don't deliver Bray Wyatt, this will be the biggest mistake in WWE history. And here's why. At this point, WWE saw an increase in viewership by significant amounts because of the White Rabbit. They are selling a huge amount of merchandise for the White Rabbit. People are going to house shows because of the White Rabbit teases. WWE has seen an upstick in business because of the White Rabbit. So if they do not deliver Bray Wyatt, this will be the biggest mistake that kills WWE. And when I say it kills WWE, like this is the boldest statement you can make, but it's almost like AEW, right? AEW would tease debuts and tease a whole bunch of things. And it was like, you're teasing CM Punk, right? Oh, CM Punk, it's Chicago, blah, blah. Like, imagine if CM Punk didn't show up in Chicago on that Rampage. People would be looking at AEW and be like, you're misleading us? Like, what? Like, we know you didn't tell us it was CM Punk, just like WWE isn't telling you it's Bray Wyatt, but all signs point to Bray Wyatt, like all signs point to CM Punk. If you're misleading your people, people will literally just be like, you know what? I'll watch it next week. Next week comes around, you know what? I'd rather watch Monday Night Football. I'm going to go do that instead. I'm telling you, if they do not deliver Bray Wyatt, this mistake will kill WWE. It will kill all momentum. It'll kill all trust. You're going to have a lot of angry fans. And I just don't think that's going to happen.
I don't see why it could be anybody but him. Why does it need to be Karrion Kross? Why are we throwing out vignettes? Why is Aleister Black in the picture? He's still signed to AEW.
Yeah.
Why could it be Edge? Please, God. Oh my God. I'm not even going to put that picture in my head because I'll do something stupid on stream.
It goes back to what I was saying about overexposure, bro. Edge, I love Edge. You'll never hear me talk shit about Edge, but like, okay, you did the vignettes once for Edge. If you did it again, just because it's like, at that point, I don't know. It becomes very like,
who else could it be? We already crossed out that it can't be Aleister Black. We already crossed out that it can't be Karrion Kross.
I'll tell you who it is.
It could be. Listen, it could be him. But I'm telling you right now, it's not going to be him. Okay. It can't be Edge. Can't be. What is it? Rey Mysterio coming back to kill his son?
Yeah. It's Joe Gacy, dude. It's I don't know what they're calling him in NXT. Schism?
Yeah.
Yeah. What if that was the case?
No, it's going to be JD McDonough.
Oh, God. Hey, he's actually kind of fire in NXT. It's just I don't know why he would be.
Stop.
He is. He's got fire matches, bro. He's got some fire matches, bro. His matches are fire.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
Nah, he's got fire matches. I won't tolerate that bullshit from you, dude.
There's no bullshit. It's facts. If you don't like facts, then you know what? I don't know what to tell you, snowflake.
Oh, dude. Yeah, facts don't give a shit about your opinions, bro. But those aren't facts. I'm just telling you my opinions. All right.
Let's agree to disagree. Let's agree that your knowledge on NXT wrestling is zero.
I don't know, bro. I enjoy NXT. I actually, speaking of NXT,
NXT's fire. It's
so
just JD McDonough is not no bueno.
They didn't have to change his fucking name. That's the problem. They could have just kept him Jordan Devlin, but okay.
That was sick because now JD McDonough sounds good. Sounds like Ronald McDonald, dude.
Oh god,
it sounds so stupid.
By the time this goes up, too, NXT will be fully revealed, so that'll be interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Fucking WWE, dude. It's crazy though because WWE, like they have like this whole thing going on with Monday Night Football, with Raw versus Monday Night Football. So it's like it's gonna be really interesting to see what they do like as time goes on. Because if you deliver Bray Wyatt, that's great, awesome build up. But like, what do you do after? You know, and I think that's why it goes back to what I'm saying. It's like it's the biggest mistake they can make that will kill WWE because of the fact that Triple H right now he has garnished so much trust in such a short period of time. He really doesn't have room for mistakes, right? So like even NXT, like NXT is changing. All these things are happening in WWE so quickly. It's like all under a microscope.
They're in a bad spot right now with football being in the picture. Because can you afford to throw out something fire while maybe like more than half of the audience is watching football? Or do you let the people that are watching suffer and kind of just throw out mediocre product for the meantime? Because somebody like me, who now I'm starting to get back into football. I haven't watched football like
Yeah.
religiously, like in quite some time,
Yeah.
and now I'm getting back into it. I may even miss Raw, dude,
I get it.
because like I want to start getting like I love watching Raw. I love watching wrestling in general, but I also love sports too. And now that it's something that I'm trying to get in on, and even what about all how many people out there gamble or
No,
play
for sure.
fantasy
No, for
or
sure. I mean,
sports betting and do fantasy football? Like
draft
they have to watch that.
DraftKings is a great friend of the Ango YouTube channel. I mean,
They're a great
honestly,
friend of mine.
yeah, dude, I'll tell you, like, I won't bullshit anybody on this. Like, it's a good, well, let me rephrase that. It's a great friendship to have. But also at the same time too, what's really cool about DraftKings is the fact that they've gotten involved with wrestling too. So
Yeah.
as somebody who enjoys sports and wrestling, I found like a great friendship with a great company that like does it all. And as a fan of sports, I get what you're saying, because at the same time, like, I'm gonna watch Raw, I'm gonna cover Raw, I'm gonna watch NXT, but now during this time of the year, I have to use my second monitor for Monday Night Football, Pistons games, Thursday Night Football, which thankfully Thursday Night Football I could just watch that, next to Impact or whatever. Impact, I never really care to watch Impact live anyways because it's pre-taped, so I could always watch it whenever. But like every day there's sports now, and also too
Yeah.
the Red Wings. The Red Wings are looking really good in preseason right now, and I haven't really I've told you, like, I'll go to Red Wings games here and there, but it's been a couple years since I've really watched the Red Wings consistently. This is the year to do it. So it's like between Pistons,
What
Red
about
Wings,
us who goes to the games regularly?
for
Well,
sure.
like we went to plenty of Pistons games last year. We're
Yeah.
gonna be doing that, and like what? It lands on a Tuesday. We're gonna be missing NXT,
I'm
dude.
missing, so I have to miss NXT. I got, great seats for the Pistons game, and that's still happening. So yeah, I'm gonna miss
Okay.
NXT that day, and it sucks, but also at the same time too, and I tell people this all the time. It's like in life, you gotta, like, you could cover wrestling for a living, you could talk about wrestling for a living, you could be a fan of wrestling, whatever, but there
Yeah, other
is
too, man.
there's other shit in life. And also I feel like in wrestling, and maybe people will disagree with me, maybe you'll disagree with me, but I feel like I've gotten to a point where wrestling no longer has urgency. However, when wrestling is really good, especially because I've been watching a lot of it under Triple H and WWE improved a lot, I feel like when wrestling is really good, that urgency comes back into play of like, I'll go on DVR and watch it if I miss it. Like, I know I'm going to miss NXT next week because I'll be at the Pistons game. Going to the Pistons game in that circumstance, it's worth it in my opinion to miss NXT. However, what I will also say, and this is where it's kind of funny though,
You're
I'm
white rabbiting us right now, dude.
nah, dude, I'm just saying, I don't like to be, whatever. Fuck it. But I'm just saying, when I go to NXT, right? Or when I go to the Pistons game and I miss NXT, I'm going to have that urgency to come back home, check my DVR, and see what I missed. Because in the past with Vince McMahon, if things in real life ever got in the way of me watching wrestling, I'd be like, I could just check Twitter, I could check the YouTube clips, and I'm good. Thankfully, right now with AEW and WWE, they're both really good, to the point where it's like, okay, I know that I'm going to go watch Monday Night Football with my friends at a bar, but I want to stay in tune with what's happening on Raw. As soon as I get home, go check the DVR, skip the commercials, watch all the good stuff, call it a day. That's where we've gotten to with wrestling. So it's like, there is no urgency in wrestling right now. It doesn't mean the product is bad. I think both companies are doing really, really good job right now. It's just, you have to realize, like, you got to have some sort of balance, especially when the Pistons play, dude. I'm telling you, last winter, I had my big TV in the room, Pistons game, my monitor, wrestling. That's just how it is. And the reason why, and it goes back to the DraftKings thing, right? There's a lot at stake there. So you got to keep tapped in with everything,
Of course, of course.
So,
But yeah, I don't know. I'm more excited to watch football. Okay, I wouldn't. Well, yeah, because it's new to me. I'm
sure.
in that honeymoon phase. I want
Yeah.
to watch football, and who knows? Maybe if what if I go watch it at a friend's house? And I'm not going to be like, yo, pull up a fucking extra TV or a monitor and put on some wrestling while you're at it.
Yeah.
Like, I hardly ever watch sports alone,
Yeah.
and I'm
That's
always
hard.
with another group of people. So it's like maybe everybody wants to watch just you know,
Yeah. No,
like
I get it. Trust me, I get it. Now, this is where it gets really interesting, though, because WWE has been so good where it's like pay-per-views. Like Extreme Rules, to be honest with you, it's not something I want to watch after the fact. I want to watch it live. But
I was
also,
kind of sad I missed Clash of the Castle live, man. I had to go back and watch it. And like, I was freaking out in our group chat.
yeah.
And everyone's like, yeah, dude, you're late.
Oh, I told you. I was like, what did I tell you? Because you said, what did I miss? I'm like, dude, this is not an exaggeration. I think Sheamus and Gunther is literally an all-time classic. And I've gone back and watched that match like 3 or 4 times. I stand by my words. I truly believe that match is one of those all-time classics.
Fire.
And bro, and it like I thought it would be the end of the feud. No, now they keep going and they're building it up, and it's like, fuck, like how did it get this good? Because they did that fucking beatdown on SmackDown. I don't know if you saw it. If you, dude, Imperium, Brawling Brutes, like this is like fucking money to me. So I'm enjoying it so much where it's like, okay, I don't know what the plan is for Extreme Rules, but like I don't want to miss out on it. Fear of missing out, bro. FOMO sucks. When your boys are watching wrestling and it's something sick happens and you're like, I'll go out instead. Like, no, you like I've gotten to, I don't know. What did you do, King Kola?
It was like during like that, like nothing was happening.
It was during the day. I think you were probably just working or some shit. That was the thing that sucked. Clash at the Castle
wasn't it?
Clash at the Castle was on Saturday. NXT was on Sunday.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, then
it was
definitely.
Yeah, because it was a Saturday during the day. It was at like 1:00 Eastern or some shit.
Oh yeah. There was no way. But what was I gonna say? Oh, dude, Sheamus knows how to produce some fire, man.
Banger after banger after banger after banger after banger after banger.
One of my favorite feuds has to be Sheamus and Cesaro, where they did the best of 90 million matches.
Yeah, bro.
Every single match was fire, dude.
Yeah,
bro,
but even that too, though, I'll be honest with you, dude. Sheamus was somebody, especially, in the mid 2000s or whatever. Like, I feel like, what is it, early 2010s, or I don't know when he debuted exactly, but I feel like we saw a lot of him. Overexposed kind of.
Yeah.
I definitely felt like he was overexposed. He was definitely a top guy at one point. So it's
Remember
like
when he beat Brian?
Yeah, dude.
In like 13 seconds or something.
So that's why
kick the hell out of him.
Dude, but like things like that kind of made me like not like Sheamus as much. Then Sheamus did the stuff with Ridge Holland and Butch, and I was like, I remember social media went crazy. Like they were like, "Fucking Pete Dunne, what happened to Pete Dunne? Fuck this shit, bullshit." I'm like, no, honestly, like
I was kind of sad too.
I wasn't though, because the thing is, I like characters, we all know that, but also at the same time too, as time went on, I'm like, this is what he fucking needs. Because if Butch is going to be there, wouldn't you rather have him be with one of the top guys that's been overexposed? And it turns out that now in 2022, despite injuries and all the bullshit, Sheamus is literally at his peak. Like, this is the best version of Sheamus, and he's having a fucking classic with Gunther. So it's like,
not even in the main event title picture either.
Exactly. So there's things to like now, like with Extreme Rules, dude. I don't want to miss it. I've gotten to the point you're bringing Daniel Cormier, especially because we're MMA fans. So to me, that adds that element of like, oh, now I gotta see it. Plus the White Rabbit, plus Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey. It's only like a 5 or 6 match card, dude. But when you think about it, this has like NXT takeovers with main roster star vibes, and it's sick.
Yeah, true. Honestly, because the takeovers were phenomenal.
Some of the best events I've ever been to in my life with wrestling.
It's next week, isn't it?
Yeah. No, it's this weekend actually, I think.
Yeah, this Sunday.
Yeah. In Philly.
Saturday or Sunday?
I think it's on Sunday.
Sunday, okay.
I'll have to double check. Fucking. It's exciting though, man. It's a good time to be a fan. it just sucks that like, especially as you get older too, it's like you got to do other shit. Like I woke up today, I had so much stuff to do, and I'm like, I'm just dealing with real life headache stuff, you know. And it's like,
Dude, I went to bed 12 hours ago,
wow,
and I woke up at went to bed at like close to 4:40 right now. I woke up at around like 11:30.
yeah,
But dude, I feel like I was just in the fight pit.
ooh,
Yeah, relating it to real life stuff.
hey, it's okay, man.
It's a nice play on words.
Fight pit, I can't wait. I can't
It's
wait.
gonna be the new thing. You know how it's like going one on one with the Undertaker?
Yeah,
You're gonna go one on one in the fight pit. So I'm gonna start saying to all of my friends.
obviously, random thought. Riddle's probably winning that match, right?
I don't know, man, because how many more? No, Rollins hasn't lost too many. Because think about it, it was 3 matches in a row he lost against Cody,
Yeah.
and he lost it to Hell in the Cell. Skipped SummerSlam, he won. I guess Rollins could lose because he won at Clash of the Castle. But that means we're gonna see them next month at
Crown
Survivor
Jewel.
Series.
Is it Survivor Series or Crown Jewel, or is it two of them?
I think it's Crown Jewel. Survivor Series is in November. Crown Jewel is probably going to be later on this month.
I forgot.
I don't know,
It's
but
gonna be
they'll probably
interesting.
do it as at Crown Jewel. I think Crown Jewel because they'll save those guys for the 5-on-5.
They're not doing 5-on-5s. They're not
Oh,
doing
they're doing geez, what are they doing?
War Games.
War Games.
And
Yes,
the thing is, it's not Raw versus SmackDown.
it's gonna be Bloodline versus who?
Don't know. Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, Johnny Gargano. I don't know.
Yeah, SmackDown's best guys versus Raw's best guys. SmackDown's best guys is the Bloodline.
Greatest faction of all time.
Do you think Sami Zayn turns on them at Survivor Series?
Dude. At some point, it has to happen. So when are you going to fucking do it? At what point?
Does he cost Roman the match?
No. Nope. I don't think
You
so.
don't think so?
If you think about it with your head on straight, if you really think about it.
Oh, so I'm a fucking idiot.
No, I'm just saying, think about this, right? I'm just saying, generally speaking, if you're thinking about this with your head on straight, without the idea of being a fantasy booker, you don't want Roman losing one bit before WrestleMania. You don't want him to look weak at all whatsoever. So Sami Zayn,
Because who's gonna take him on at WrestleMania then?
The Rock. That's why Roman's versing Logan. It's because they want the biggest massive win ever. Trust me when I tell you, they're not taking the belt off Roman Reigns. This guy is going to be champion for like 10 million days, and fans will complain about it. Huh? Why?
Why does The Rock need to come back?
Why? Because, dude, it's L.A. Well, it's SoFi Stadium. It's not in L.A., but it's California. You know what I mean? They're trying to sell the big time match.
So what is The Rock? Why can't?
You know how WrestleMania is, dude? It's all about the
Listen, you know what we're gonna get at WrestleMania?
Austin Theory versus John Cena.
No, I don't want to watch that travesty either.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna have Theory win, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna end up throwing something through my TV. But at WrestleMania, we're gonna get Reigns versus Cody.
No.
Yes. Yes.
I want it to happen, but it's not happening, dude. Wishful thinking.
Gonna happen.
The biggest match of all time in
Cody's
WWE
coming back
history.
tonight.
No,
Cody's
he's
coming
not.
back tonight. Yes, he is. I talked to the guy. I texted him the other day. He's like, "Hey, by the way, showing up on Raw on 10/3/2022."
Yeah. He's the White
At
Rabbit.
9:23.
He's the
At
White Rabbit.
9:23. As much as I love Cody, I'll be so goddamn mad.
Cody gets a neck tattoo. Another one. It's the White Rabbit.
And it was so funny about that tattoo is because Brandy was like, Yeah, I thought he was gonna get like the tattoo and it's gonna go something around his shoulder and like his chest or something. And she's like, he just stopped there, and I'm like, so you gonna keep doing anything with? He's like, nah. She's like, okay.
That was a ballsy move.
Yeah, I think it's an ugly tattoo.
Unreal. Wow, that's funny. That's a good story.
Yeah,
Thanks for sharing.
He's showing up. Thanks, dude. God, my boy treats you like I'm stupid. But
Maybe.
well, yeah, he's showing up tonight. I texted him. For all of you that are watching this, either Tuesday or Wednesday, just let you know I told you so.
So are you reporting that, or are you just speculating?
I'm talking shit. Please don't cancel me for.
Just want to make sure you're not spreading fake news on the #1 wrestling talk show on YouTube.
If these guys don't know by now by the third episode that I'm the most dramatic fuck on this planet.
Yeah.
And I don't know what to tell
I love
you.
it though. I love it.
Like, I just got to talk about how Bianca Belair is the most boring wrestler. She's not going to be good for the next 600 years.
And then you literally changed your mind after. You're like, actually.
Yeah.
I know. I like it though.
Back to that real quick. Back to Bianca. Because I had this thought in my head when we were talking about it. Damage Control. They debuted there. They returned, all three of them, after she wins her long-awaited ending to this feud with Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
And they just show up and shit on it. Like, come on, dude. I'm not the only one that's not taking her serious.
We'll see, dude. You can't convince me. I like Bianca Belair, but
No, you're wrong. All right.
I can like Bianca Belair without thinking that she has to beat Bayley. You know what I mean?
No, listen. I understand and I respect your wrong opinion,
Yeah.
but
See, the cool thing about opinions though is they can't be right or wrong because they're opinions.
well, yours is it's not wrong. It's not only wrong, it's stupid.
Okay, you can say that. You can use an adjective to describe my opinion. That's fine. You want to be technical.
I'm a technical wrestler, dude.
Oh,
That's why I practiced jujitsu for how many years?
we're going to the fight pit.
Months.
Episode 4 of the Slam. We're in the fight pit. All right, guys.
It's gonna be my background since I'm gonna find somebody new to talk shit about my background this week.
Yeah. Now it's okay. I changed my background to be the same background as you, just so it's all Gucci, you know.
So somebody's like, yeah, this guy needs a better background because he's in his room. To change it, somebody goes, yeah, he's got a nice background, but it could be something else. I'm like, all right, dude.
All right, hold on.
Next time the camera's off.
I gotta bring this up because it's just so funny. I'm not gonna say names because I'm not a piece of shit. But did you guys? I put it in our group chat. My first real hater. I got 3 DMs. Fuck you, Ango. Fuck you, Ango. Your YouTube channel is fucking garbage, and I don't like your channel. It fucking sucks. Your videos are boring, and they put me to sleep.
This dude's got 0 followers too. He made an account with just the shit out of you.
It's crazy. I just told him, hey, I hope you're having a good day with a heart emoji.
That?
Nah. So yeah, that was fun. Sad day. Sad day for Ango. Sad boy hours.
Mad week, dude. I'm on like, I know I just told you I slept 6 hours, but I'm on like 30 minutes of sleep.
That's good because honestly, that's like the perfect way to end the show.
What? Go to sleep?
Go to sleep.
Oh, speaking of go to sleep, CM Punk is rumored to come back to NLW.
No, he's not.
I'm just fucking with you.
All right, dude.
Why is he going to MLW?
All right, guys, that's episode 3 of the Slam. You know, when it gets to the point of King Kola talking stupid, we just call it an episode. So we'll see you guys next week. Anything else you want to say? Actually, no, fuck that. You're not allowed to say anything else. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.